What's going on, Saints? I'm Hyde.
And I'm Jacob.
And this is SFHS Today. In national news, as I'm sure you've already heard, tariffs have been imposed on China, Mexico, and Canada. Canada and Mexico, our direct neighbors, face 25% additional tariffs on all imported goods. China faces 10%. While this may bring in government revenue and further the mission to lower the United States' debt, it will also work to raise consumer prices and raise chances of retaliatory tariffs, that of which have already been implemented by China and Canada. This means our exports in the future to China and Canada will also be taxed. What this truly holds, only time will tell.
And in our Culture Corner segment this week, we sent some reporters out to bring you more information on Black History Month.
This week on Culture Corner, our topic is Black History Month.
Some important events and leaders that influenced civil rights is Brown versus Board of Education Supreme Court case that happened in May 17, 1954. And this resulted in the desegregation of public schools in the United States. African-American lawyer Thurgood Marshall led the legal team in this historic case and also became the first African-American Supreme Court justice.
Another important figure we have is Martin Luther King Jr. and his speech during August 28, 1963. MLK gave his iconic I Have a Dream speech during the March on Washington, a march to advocate for civil rights for African Americans. Not only was the I Have a Dream speech a call for equality and freedom, it also became one of the most defining moments of the civil rights movement.
Black History Month was founded by Carter G. Woodson, and Black History Month is dedicated to celebrating and recognizing the achievements and contributions and experiences of African Americans throughout history.
Black History Month is a really important time for people to just reflect and acknowledge historical Black figures that are super important and to give them the respect that they deserve and to show their appreciation for them.
Black History Month is the one month where I get to hear a lot about, people that look like me and what they've done and what they've contributed to the rest of the world, and I think it's just really cool to learn about all these different things.
Wow, that was very interesting. Now that's all we have for you this week, Saints.
Now let's send it over back to May.
Thanks, guys.
And in school news, DECA has recently introduced some new drinks to the DECA Dugout. Those very same reporters went out again to showcase our new Valentine's Day boba beverages. They're on now.
Man, I really wish there was boba in the DECA dugout.
That actually sounds like a good idea.
Good news, starting February 3rd, they will be serving boba at the DECA dugout. Now let's go find out more.
Yes, in the month of February, so starting February 1st, we are going to offer a strawberry watermelon boba. This event came about by my DECA students in the DECA class are asked to come up with a promotion that we could offer here at the DECA dugout. So every student can either work either by themselves or with their partner, and they come up with a promotional idea that they check with me, and then they create an ad, and then we vote as a class what is the top idea that we should try to offer in the school store.
I'm really excited. I think it'll be a fun addition to things we sell in the DECA dugout and something to bring a lot of new people in.
This drink is different because it obviously has popping boba in it, and who doesn't love popping boba?
That's all we have for you this week, Saints. Now let's pop it back over to Maine.
I gotta hand it to the DECA program. Those actually sound pretty good.
I couldn't agree more. But in more school news, one of our favorites, the Bergmans, are sharing their story as teachers and students and how their life is affected by having each other in the same school.
The fact that my friends get to teach my kids or have taught my kids is probably the best part about being involved as both a parent and a teacher.
A lot of people say I cheat on the test or something. She gives me the answers.
I've actually had 4 children at the school, so for about 10 or 11 years. I think my oldest daughter graduated in 2018, so it's really been nice having my own kids in the school.
It's definitely very nice, just going in during Saints time or before school, just saying hi here and there.
It's just nice to keep in touch with them throughout the day or check in with them or know who their friends are and who they're hanging out with.
Kind of get an inside look of how things go, and she can sometimes do the talking for me so I don't have to go out of my way.
How all of the teachers at our high school really care about their students. That makes me really happy to know that my kids are in that class too. And I think I try to be the same way because I know that I'm teaching somebody else's son or daughter. I want to be the best teacher that I can be too.
I mean, it's definitely easier getting around and kind of know how things work. I feel like a lot quicker than other people, but it's also I got to do the same amount of work. So
I don't know what I'm going to do when Sam graduates next year.
Thanks, guys.
And again, for this week's trivia, we'd like to welcome some star guests. So without further ado, give it up for Caleb Solomon and Peyton Munyai.
Thanks, guys. And on this week's trivia, we ask you, which artist has the most Grammys?
Is it A, Beyonce, B, Drake, C, Kanye West, or D, Bob Marley?
Oh, yeah, guys. Appreciate it, you two. Drum roll, please. The answer is A, Beyonce. With 35 Grammys, Beyonce cemented herself as what some people believe will be the top winning Grammy artist for the rest of history. She is also the most nominated artist in history with 99 Grammy nominations. Holy cow. Anyways, that's all we have for you this week.
Now over to sports.
What's poppin', Saints? I'm Will.
And I'm Mike.
And this is sports. In national sports news, the Philadelphia Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs clashed this past Sunday in one of the worst Super Bowl games I've personally ever seen.
The game ended in the Eagles dominating in an end score of 40-22.
Anyways, in local sports news, Connor Peterson continues to dominate scoring for the Saints boys basketball team. We'll pass it over to Hyatt for his interview about Connor Peterson's record-breaking game.
This one's for you, Sherrod. Holy cow. You know, my jumper's kind of broke, but you know whose isn't? Connor Peterson. Connor Peterson broke the all-time St. Francis boys basketball scoring record last Tuesday. I'm going to send it back to me from the past for a quick interview with him. Hey, Saints, I'm here again this week with Connor Peterson. Connor Peterson just broke the all-time St. Francis scoring record. Connor, how do you feel?
I feel great. I just like to say that I did it all for my dad. Thank you.
Congratulations, Connor Peterson. We here at SFHS today are excited to see you compete in the future. Maybe tonight at home versus Hermantown, I can witness your 1,000-point game. But with that, we'll send it back to the studio.
Thanks, Hyatt. I was there to see it, and the game was memorable for more than one reason. The boys were playing their rivals Cambridge and bringing awareness to A.J. Walker in his fight with cancer. Peterson broke Matthew Bothan's previous record by dropping 47 points. He also tied the three-point record with 9 threes.
Girls basketball also took home the W against Cambridge as well as Big Lake and Mountain West Tonka, making their record 15-7. They play Monticello this Friday.
In more local sports news, Rachel, Jossie, Nola, and Trinity went out and got some info on the historical girls hockey season. They're on now.
What did it mean to you being a captain?
Leading the team was always like a goal of mine, whether that I had the letter on my jersey or not. So knowing that like my team acknowledged that I was a leader on and off the ice was very impactful for me.
What was it like being conference champs for the first time in program history?
It felt really good. It was a big accomplishment for our program, and it's very exciting to be able to be conference champs my senior year.
I feel like it was very impactful for our team this year. We've been working for it the last 4 years, so it felt good for my final year being that we won it.
What was it like playing with girls from 2 different schools?
I really liked it because we don't get to see each other every day at school, but we get to meet up at hockey every day and get to tell different stories from school or just about their lives. And it's really fun because you get to like make new connections with new people.
How was this season different from all the others?
I feel like it was more memorable knowing that I had to take like my opportunities and knowing that I needed to like execute those, being that it's my last season and last time maybe being on the ice.
I'm gonna miss my teammates the most. I've played with them for so long and they've become my best friends, and I can't believe that this is the last year playing with them.
I'm playing with my best friends every day. I think we kind of built a family the last 4 years, and with us being so senior heavy this year, it was more of a family this year than it ever has been.
Thanks, ladies.
In another competitive activity, we sent some reporters out to get the scoop on the speech squad.
You want to boost your confidence in public speaking? Well, let's go talk to Avery, Arnold, and Emily.
My preparation mainly consists of research and honest connections with the rest of my discussants in my category to kind of get a group consensus of what we have to accomplish each tournament.
Honestly, I just kind of read my speech over and over.
What category do you do?
I do drama.
What's the hardest part about your category?
The hardest part about my category is probably how different people's opinions can be when discussing different things. So we'll have a discussion on AI and I'll sway one way with my opinion and another will swing another. And we have to find that happy medium.
Definitely adding like certain types of movements to like the words, because I don't get props, so I have to like be a mime basically.
And one of the biggest things is that when you're in speech to learn something, bonus is making it into final rounds. And we have students that make it into final rounds in every single competition. But you're not doing it just to get into finals, you're doing it to just get better at what you do. And so every single time you're like, okay, did you improve doing that? Did you improve doing this? So again, it's building that confidence, not necessarily like, yay, I get this really cool medal. Although that is nice also.
I've met a lot of great people.
I feel sad about it being my last year in speech. I honestly found a great community in it, and I've learned so much through it that it's hard to let go.
You know that there's over 15 different categories in speech? And there's a category for everybody, so if you have any more questions, go ask Miss Arnold.
And one more thing before we go, Saints. Congrats to Gunnar Hofstadter on recording his 100th career win last Friday. And with that, we'll send it back to Maine.
Thanks, guys.
And as always, reporters went out to bring you this week's
RQT.
It's the random question thing. Ding.
Hey, that's a hard question.
I don't know.
I think if you would be a similar sense of humor to me, I like to have fun, I like to be around fun people.
They gotta be nice, caring, and match my energy.
Probably honesty.
It's gotta be her amazing personality.
I look for somebody who is really good at communicating.
Commitment and passion for what she loves.
Loyalty, I pick.
I feel like I value their personality, and like if they don't act themselves, then they're just like a fake person in general.
I'd say compassionate.
I think important qualities are honesty.
She's willing to push me and challenge me, make me a better person, and just willing to put up with my very bad golf game.
Thanks, guys. That's all we have for you, though.
And we will see you next week. Have a good Valentine's Day, Saints.